someone were to ask you, what is your biggest takeaway from the season so far in terms of Arsenal as a football club? My biggest takeaway is that we are prepared. Now, let me break it down to you what I mean by that. Gone are the days where we could only play one way. We're not a team that was notorious for adjusting our style of play to suit the opposition. There was a time when, if I can remember correctly, Arsene Wenger changed to a 3-5-2 kind of hybrid formation for us to win the FA Cup. That was probably the first time in like 10 years Wenger decided to deviate from his variants of 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 and try to be a little bit more defensively resolute and use Oxley Chamberlain or something as an attacking full wing back to get us over the line to win a cup. This Arsenal team, I know we haven't won anything. I know in the eyes of opposition and some Arsenal fans too, we haven't achieved anything, right? We are not an elite team. But we are an elite corporation right now, from top to bottom. And what I mean by that is we are aligned from the executive down to the steward at the stadium. There is a collective feeling, right? There is a graduation of what this process is going to take to win. Mikel Arteta is an incredible football coach. He has coached this team to perfection. He's extracting every bit of talent, is maximizing every bit of ability in this squad. People need to understand the context of the team that we're competing with. Arsenal is one of the strongest sides in Europe. We have one of the strongest defense. We have one of the strongest midfield, and we have one of the strongest attack. But the most important thing is the collective. Collectively, everybody is in one direction, right? If Bukayo Saka decides to press alongside Trossard, alongside Kai Havertz, they're being backed up by the midfield, and the defense backs up the midfield, and the goalkeeper steps up the line. Everybody is in tandem. And what does that translate to? It means that nobody is carrying anybody. The team is being carried as a collective based on a collective effort. There will be days where we would require moments of brilliance. There will be days where we would require an incredible set-piece goal, as we've seen this season from Gabriel against Tottenham, where we're absolutely under the cosh. And when I say under the cosh, I don't mean that we're being bombarded. No, Arsenal are not that team anymore that gets bombarded. We don't get bombarded. We don't get dominated in the sense that teams create a copious amount of chances against us. No, those days are gone. Right? You might be better than us on the day. You might dominate our midfield, but we don't concede a lot of chances. We've gone through this period of 4-5 games without our talisman, our captain, the person who is the brain in our team. Martin Odegaard, make no mistake, is our Rodri, in the sense that he is Mikel Arteta's ultimate disciple on the pitch. Is the one that sets us in tandem. Is the metronome, right? Is the mind, the brain of the team, the guy that leads the press and decides that, oh, guys, follow me, right? Is the one that every single play goes through, right? The play typically is Saliba, Martin Odegaard, Gabriel, Martin Odegaard, Thomas Partey, Martin Odegaard, right? From there, we progress the ball. If you stifle Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka gets less and less of the ball. But we've lost him for a couple of games now, and Mikel has been able to rejig the team, play more or less like an hybrid 4-4-2, get the best out of Trossard. What we're saying now is Trossard might be a better player around the middle of the pitch, right? Like almost like we're playing like two false nines in Kai and Trossard. Kai still carries majority of the work when it comes to pressing, when it comes to breaking up the play, when it comes to being energetic and just offering that physicality. While Trossard bounces off Kai, and there is an understanding that's developed between Kai, Trossard, and Bukayo Saka. There's this connection there. This bodes well for the season, right? What it means is that we can trust Trossard in the middle of the pitch. When Martin comes back, we don't have to beat Martin to the ground with a lot of games and stress him. Everybody can be fresh towards the end of the season. We'll find a solution. Ricardo Calafiori played right back. I've never seen a left-footed fullback play right back in my life. I've never seen it before. Like, it's unheard of. It's a very, very awkward, and I think it kind of stifled our gameplay against PSG in the second half. Right, the angles were not absolutely right for Saka to create those triangles between him, Calafiori, and Havertz, or him, Calafiori, or wherever the midfielder, either Declan Rice or Merino, in that half space, because the angles were wrong to receive the ball, right? It was more difficult. It's easier. For some reason, left-footed players are usually very awkward when put out of position, right? Very rarely do you see a left winger, for example, that can play both right wing and left wing. They exist, but it's always kind of awkward for them. Like, you have your Pedro Netos. There's always an exception to the rule. But I'm grateful for this coach, first and foremost. I appreciate the work that has been put into this team. This team has been drilled to perfection. And I just want Arsenal fans to show a little bit more chest and be proud of this team. We haven't won anything, right? But I believe we're going to do it. We need to stick to that belief. We need to absolutely trust this team that they can do it. We can see it. We only need to win one big one, right? We take the cup seriously, try and win the Carling Cup, FA Cup, whatever comes our way. Mikel is maximizing the use of the squad, and the people who were criticizing for not using the youth players is starting to use the youth players, right? Because the average age of our team has gone up. People need to understand and contextualize things. You can't be playing another 17, 18 years old when you add a 20-year-old and Saka and Martinelli in your team. The age of the team was very, very young. Martin Odegaard was 22 when he came to us from Real Madrid. You want him to play 17 years old, 18 years old. These things take time. It's a process. It's a graduation, right? Now we need to sprinkle the stardust. We need to win. And we're learning how to win. Jurgen Timber, magnificent player. He shows how much we've missed this player last season. He looks like he's probably one of the best one-on-one defenders in the league. He's exceptional. The way he defended against Bacola, one of the most exciting young players in the world. It's like, get out of here. I'm a full grown. Timber is 22, 23 years old. Calafiori is 22 years old. Bukayo Saka is 23 years old. Martinelli is 23 years old. We're talking about Gabriel. They're just eating their absolute peak. We need to win. We need to keep supporting the team. And we are absolutely prepared for every scenario, every occasion, and every permutation. As Bukayo Saka said, I don't want to put too much pressure on this team, but I believe this is going to be our year. This is our year. Let's go do it, guys. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the content, and stay blessed. Goodbye.